You know, it never ceases to amaze me. As soon as I get comfortable watching the Irish win games in convincing fashion, go figure they have to pull a fast one on me and my ticker and win in close game fashion. I don't know about you guys, but I can't take any more of these close wins. They're taking years off my life. But regardless of how the game turned out, it's still a 24-17 victory for us over Wake Forest. And I'll take a win any way that we can get it. Now, breaking this game down a little bit, for starters, my hat's off to the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. I mean, those guys came ready to play tonight, and it showed. They kept us on edge all night, and they were just times where they just made us look silly. I mean, speaking of pretty much the whole first half. I mean, our defense to start the game tonight was flat. I mean, we had trouble defending pretty much everything that Wake Forest threw at us. The run, the pass, had trouble tackling, had trouble covering the pass, so on and so forth. I mean, I don't know what happened to our defense in that first half. I mean, I don't know if the guys decided to pile up on a bunch of Carolina barbecue last night, but just, we were very confused at times. We didn't know what the heck we were doing. But the defense did make a nice recovery, held Wake Forest scoreless in the second half, so the defense did a great job recovering and making up for that first half. So my hat's off to them. Offensively, we did have a few mistakes. Tommy Reese threw a couple of picks. First pick didn't really hurt us because Wake Forest isn't really going to do anything deep in their own territory with 8 seconds to go. So that didn't really affect anything. But the second interception really could have hurt us big time. On the flea flicker that got picked off, Wake Forest takes it all the way back deep in our territory, and thank goodness our defense stepped up and enforced a fumble and got the ball back. I think that was the difference in the game right there. But aside from all the negatives, a few dumb penalties and whatnot, which, not trying to sound like a whiner or a complainer, but a couple of those calls by the refs tonight. Refs, keep the freaking flag in your pocket. Okay, first off, that was not a late hit out of bounds. The guy was still inbounds. And on the bullcrap pass interference call on Wake Forest's last touchdown of the game, that was an uncatchable ball, okay? Calvin Johnson isn't even going to catch that. So give me a break. Keep the flags in your pocket on crap like that. But anyway, aside from all the negatives, there comes a lot of positives too. I mean, the running game was spectacular tonight, particularly Jonas Gray. Just keeps doing what he has been all season long, just trucking downfield and putting them in the end zone. And Sierra Wood didn't do a bad job either. I think we had about 180 yards on the ground tonight, if I'm not mistaken. And despite the 2 interceptions that Tommy Reese threw, he still had 2 touchdown passes, a beautiful 38-yard pass to tight end Tyler Eifert, and a real nice catch in double coverage by Michael Floyd. So great night throwing the ball. Michael Floyd only had 44, 45 yards receiving tonight, but he still had the big touchdown catch, and that was what put us ahead in the game. Also, a couple of special mentions that I want to make sure that I get out. One that I don't think many people noticed, but when Braxton Cave went down at center, Mike Gollett Jr., great job stepping in for him. I mean, he learned well from his dad, put it that way. Did a great job filling in, making his blocks, and that turned out to be a big difference maker also. And last, and certainly not least, our special teams, especially the kickoff return. George Atkinson III, he has been, I don't think I've mentioned him at all this year a couple times, but I'm going to make sure I do that now. George Atkinson III, just an incredible job on returning kicks. And he had a couple big ones tonight that really set us up in great field position. And same for Austin Collinsworth as well. I mean, our kick return game has been great this season. But still need to work on the punt return, though. So, anyway, to sum tonight's game up, we didn't play bad. But we didn't play to our full potential either. I really thought we could have played a lot better tonight than what we did. Because we are capable of doing more than what we did tonight. And I've said this all season long, but we have to clean up our mistakes. Okay, maybe we got away with it tonight against Wake Forest, but we can't get away with that against Maryland, Boston College, and especially Stanford. And speaking of Stanford, I've seen a lot of talk from Notre Dame message boards and whatnot online. Listen, guys, there's a lot of people out there who are looking ahead to Stanford already. Well, listen, guys, we cannot be overlooking any team, and that includes Boston College and Maryland, because these guys are going to come hungry, especially BC and Maryland, because they pretty much have just the rest of their schedule, and that's it. Neither one of those teams can qualify for a bowl game. So these next couple of games for them are their bowl game, and they're going to want to play spoiler against us for trying to get into a decent bowl game. So we can't be looking ahead to Stanford, and we certainly cannot overlook any team in the path to get to Stanford. So that's just my opinion. But I can't convince everybody to do that. So just a little food for thought. But overall, despite the sloppy win, my buddy Keith from Michigan earlier on told me tonight in a text. He's like, Sean, I would rather be complaining about a sloppy win right now than a beautiful loss. And Keith, you're damn right, my friend. I will take a sloppy win over a sloppy loss anytime. And who said victories hadn't looked pretty? But any way we can get a win, I'll take it. So yeah, guys, that's really all I have for you in this recap. Not too much more to say other than that. So before I go, a buddy of mine wanted to come on here and say a few things. So take it away, my man.
Well, hey, Sean, and hey, Vern, if you're watching. I was going to say, Sean, thank you so much for letting me do your preview video for this week's game against Wake Forest. I really enjoyed myself and had fun, too. How did I do? I knocked him dead, didn't I? Everybody just loved old Ernest showing up.
Well, Ernest, you did the best that you could, but to be honest with you, man, you weren't really that big of a hit with the audience.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. I didn't mean to let you down. Old Ernest apologizes for that. See, I've just been through so much in my life. I've been to camp. I've been to jail. I've saved Christmas once. And I've even been scared to do, but I didn't mean to let you down. I'm sorry, Sean. Old Ernest failed.
Hey, calm down, Ernest. There's no reason to get all upset. Look at it this way. I mean, you may not have been a big hit with the audience, but you did pick a winner.
Well, golly, Sean, you are right. I did pick the right choice, didn't I? I picked the right team. That right team was the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. You know how I knew the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame were the right choice to win this game? I made the right choice because I am Ernest P. Worrell,
Master of the end zone, the Emperor of the sidelines, the Duke of the 50-yard line. Yes, I am Ernest P. Worrell, Master College Football Score Picker.
and not to mention, I am Troll Fighter #1.
Well, Ernest, it's good to see that you're in high spirits. So with that, guys, this is MDSean45 signing off. I will see you guys next week for my preview video against Maryland. And with that, go Irish! Top 25, here we come!
Man, to think if Wake Forest actually won this game tonight. Ew! You know what I mean?